It's Crime Alert. We have new details surrounding a deadly stabbing at a Kroger distribution center. Memphis police say 55-year-old Anderson Todd is responsible for killing his co-worker, 38-year-old Jacoby Hobson Sr. WREG's Quamitra Wilborn breaks down what witnesses say led to the attack.
18-wheelers line up outside the Kroger distribution center on Bledsoe Cove Friday morning. Truckers say they're unable to make their deliveries because the facility is closed.
Today's Friday. If I'm not getting unloaded today, I'm gonna be stuck here until the new year.
Unfortunately, these truckers aren't the only ones not finishing the year with their loved ones. A spokesman with Kroger says the facility is closed until the investigation into the death of an employee is finished.
No place is safe, even your colleagues,
Family members identify the victim as 38-year-old father and football coach Jacoby Hobson Sr. Memphis police say Hobson's co-worker, 55-year-old Anderson Todd, is responsible for fatally stabbing him. Court records say at least 2 witnesses claim Hobson and Todd were arguing before the killing. Hobson's cousin says the argument was over football.
Kobe got into it with a dude over football, and they got to tussling, and the man pulled out the knife and stabbed him once in the thigh, 3 times in his stomach, and cut his throat.
A witness tells police he watched Hobson, quote, get off his forklift, walk over to Todd, and invite him to come to an area of the warehouse that didn't have cameras so they could fight, end quote. According to this same witness, Todd refused to fight until Hobson allegedly pulled Todd's skull cap over Todd's face. Police report says that's when things became physical between the two, and Todd could reportedly be seen swinging his arm in a stabbing motion. The witness says when he broke up the fight, Hobson collapsed while Todd sat in the break room area to wait for the police. Hobson died from his injuries, and Todd now faces a second-degree murder charge. Reporting for your news leader from Southeast Memphis, Quamitra Wilborn, WREG News, Channel 3.
And we have been told Todd is due in court Monday morning, and a spokesperson from Kroger says, quote, this Memphis Kroger distribution center remains closed at this time. We do not anticipate noticeable interruptions within the supply chain that supports the stores.
2 deadly stabbings in just 24 hours. The latest incident this morning at the Kroger distribution center where a man was stabbed to death. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg is off tonight. This comes on the heels of another fatal stabbing in East Memphis on Christmas Day. WREG's Alan Self covers both incidents, speaking with neighbors as they express their concerns and relatives who are heartbroken.
Kobe got into it with a dude over football, and they got to tussling, and the man pulled out the knife and stabbed him once in the thigh, 3 times in his stomach, and cut his throat.
Memphis police are investigating a stabbing at the Kroger distribution center that left 1 man dead. Officers responded to a call just after 9 this morning and found the victim, 38-year-old Jacoby Hobson. A police spokeswoman confirmed Hobson died from multiple stab wounds. 1 man has been detained in connection to the stabbing. This incident comes just hours after another deadly stabbing in East Memphis. On Christmas Day, officers responded to a man-down call on East Mallory Avenue and found 1 male victim suffering from stab wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses described the chaotic scene with a stranger approaching a family gathering, bleeding, and eventually collapsing in their backyard. I was in the back when he walked up dripping blood. He didn't say anything, he was just dripping blood all over the place. This type of stuff isn't good for kids. It's celebration time with family and kids around. The suspect in this case was seen fleeing in a light-colored SUV. Watkins says her cousin Jacoby Hobson is a football coach, a father, and a husband who loved his family very much.
We just had a great time at my granddad's house, a great time. Like I said, he was big on family. He was big on family. When his son got when one of his baby boys, Chop, just got drafted for Ole Miss, and he chose them. He wanted everybody there at his side, and like he was great.
For your news leader, I'm Alan Self, WREG News Channel 3.
Two senseless losses this holiday season, and Kroger released a statement saying in part that we are deeply saddened by the loss of an associate and tragic incident that occurred at the Memphis distribution center. We've been in contact with the associate's family and offer our condolences to all impacted by this tragic loss.
All praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, this video is going to be entitled "The Kroger Distribution Stabbing Could Have Been Avoided." All right, the Kroger Distribution Center stabbing could have been avoided. You know, in this news report, another terrible judgment going out. All right, these two Jake dudes got into it at work. Right, the dude you see on the screen right now, he got stabbed up. And basically he challenged the older man to a fight at work, arguing over football and shit. And the way the story goes, I know you heard it, but I'm gonna still repeat it. This dude right here that died, he was on a forklift, and him and the older man, I think this guy was 38. The older man was 55. He challenges him to a fight. The older man declines. The dude he got off his forklift, walked over to him after an argument, challenged him to a fight in another part of the job where there was no cameras. The older man declined, said he didn't want to fight. Young guy, of course, being full of zeal, talking shit, pulls the older man's skull cap down over his face. They get into it. The OG pulls out a knife, stabbed him once in the thigh, 3 times in the stomach or the midsection, and then cut his throat. And then went into the break room while dude, you know, basically killed over and died. Anyway, a cautionary tale. All right, a lot of judgment going out in these last days, early in this so-called new year. Already some terrible judgment going forth, and you got to be careful out there, brothers. You know, there's no need to get into disputes, verbal disputes, all that. You might as well just let these people have it, whatever it is, because there's no telling. People are depressed. You know, people are depressed. They're you know, at their wits' end, and they're easy to go off. Let's just face it. So the scriptures advise us. Let's go here real quick. This is James chapter 1. Right, I'm going to jump in here, verse 19. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." You got to watch out with the wrath. You can't get so mad you fly off the handle. And I'm talking to myself first. Those of us that's had bad tempers in the past that have worked on it, you know, even if you used to have a bad temper and you worked on it, hey, it could easily flare up. You know what I mean? So you have to constantly work to keep your mind, keep your anger in check, and all of that. All right? "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High." When you get so mad, right, that you might do something that is not going to be good for you. It says the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Why? Because what your wrath is going to force you to do, you're going to do something, and then you're going to be going off. You know, you're going to mess around and let your wrath move you to try to take revenge, or who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? Let me see here. This is one scripture. All right, it ain't even here. So, you know, just be very mindful of that. Be careful. Now, also, let's get in Proverbs, right? Proverbs 3 and verse 30 says, "Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm." What does strive mean? When you change it and go into the NLT, don't pick a fight without reason when no one has done you harm. You see that? So you don't want to pick a fight with an individual, which is what old boy wound up doing, and it cost him his life. All that, you know, and after the fact, you know, his family members talking about he was a good dad and he was a football coach and all that. Yeah, but guess what though? He's supposed to also respect his elders, man. Now that don't give the dude the right, you know. I mean, you made your point. You had already stabbed him in the thigh, hit him 3 times in the midsection with the knife. You didn't need to go and cut his throat too. But that's Jake though. The other dude, his wrath got let loose. But you know, to begin with, you ain't got no business challenging nobody to no fight. See, your mouth got you in trouble, man. Got you dead. That shit could easily happen. And we all been there. Again, strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. Right, that man hadn't did nothing to you. Neither one of them guys had a reason to fight, and definitely not to kill each other over damn football. Who cares? Whether you know it or not, the NFL is fucking rigged, man. This shit is not real. It's entertainment. And I don't care who get mad about it, who don't believe it. When you watch them fucking games, especially when you done bet money on the shits, you find out that shit is rigged, man. Now, is it real football? Are they really hitting each other? Yeah, they really hitting each other. Some of the injuries, I won't say all, some of the injuries are real. But that shit is scripted, man. It's set up to the players who bet. It's now more than ever before. It's all about betting money and winning money, tricking the players. I'm talking about the people that bet, tricking the bettors. That's what it's about. They're going to set it up. They're not going to leave billions and billions of dollars on the table and leave it to chance. They're just not going to do that. They got magnetic gloves, magnetic footballs, magnets in the poles when they kick field goals. This shit is rigged. It's not fucking real. The outcomes are not real. That's why they got instant replay now. They got cameras all over the place. The referees start fucking with the game. They manipulate the games and make them go the way they want them to go. And here you are fighting over the shit, arguing. And the players is in on it. The referees, the players, coaches, teams, everybody in on it. That's why they had them practices like that. They're practicing what they're going to do, man. You just got to figure that shit out. If you can't figure it out, whatever, man. You're a bigger fool than I thought you was. And that don't mean if you don't believe that the games are fake, that you're a fool. That's just me saying it, all right? No offense to any brother who really, because I know a lot of brothers that really get in the NFL, they really believe in it wholeheartedly. But I don't. This is Exodus 21, and it says personal injuries. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death. If you get into a fight with a man and he die, then you're going to be put to death. There's no reason that you would, get into it like that. Right? Look at this. Anyone who assaults and kills another person must be put to death. That's in the NLT. And this guy took a knife and did it. See that? Now there's more. I don't know where it is. Exodus 21. Just bear with me here. I had it. Let's see. All right. So it's 21 and 18. It says, if men strive together, and one smiteth another with a stone, or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed. If he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall surely be punished according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. If any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And if a man smite the eye of his servant, or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. And if he smite out his servant's tooth, or his maid servant's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake. And that's dealing with servants, but also you can see there that getting into a fight, getting into brawls, beef, doing all that, and man, it's unnecessary, man. It's very, really, don't get me wrong, you have your situations that come up that something may happen, but there's a lot to it. It ain't just like in American Babylon the Great, you get into a fight and you don't think nothing about it. But a lot of people wind up losing their lives over these beefs, these fights, this different stuff. As a matter of fact, the scriptures tell you, watch what you say. Proverbs 13:3, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. When these situations come up, hey man, let the people have it, man. You don't no need to stand there and keep on arguing till shit gets so heated. You say something, they say something. You say something worse, and they say something worse. Next thing you know, you done some fuck nigga, fuck you nigga, old nigga, fuck you. And then the old dude wasn't having it. Pulled out the blade and got the cutting. Proverbs 21:23, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. And that older dude, he gonna wind up going to court, and the judge gonna ask him, even though many people gonna say, well, that was self-defense, he feared for his life. Yeah, but the judge gonna say, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you let a supervisor? You at work. This the guy that wound up doing it. He's 55 years old. You at work, man. You could have easily de-escalated the situation when he got a supervisor. Because people heard them arguing. This is him right here. People heard them arguing, cussing back and forth at each other. The judge gonna say, even though it was self-defense, he gonna say, well, you stabbed him 3 times in the midsection. You stabbed him in the thigh. Why did you then cut his throat? You see? You gonna get booked, man. I mean, you gonna get some years over that shit. At the end of the day, what I find in America, Babylon the Great, with so-called black people, is that they're not going to take a lot of talking back and forth, because one thing, that black people don't have a lot of money already. Their lives are already hard as it is. So once you offend them, you know, or you disrespect them, they're going to go over the top, man. So really, you just got to watch out. This is Proverbs 18:19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. Right. Once somebody get offended, it's hard, especially an Israelite. Once they get offended, it's hard to get them niggas back, you know, to where they're not offended, man. Okay? Very hard. This is Ecclesiastes 28:18. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. The edge of the sword killed many people, but not more people than got killed because of what they were saying. And if Israelites will follow the law of the Heavenly Father, there'll be a lot less killings. Romans 12:17. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Just because he pulled your skull cap down don't mean that you then had to go and escalate the situation even more. That dude was already in the wrong. You could have easily just went to the supervisor and said, this dude trying to get me to fight. He challenged me to a fight. He pulled my skull cap down. You know, whatever. Jake, you got to drop the pride. Now, you done kill this guy and you about to go to prison. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. What? Give place unto wrath. You gotta let shit go. You needed your damn job. Now you ain't got no job or nothing. NLT, dear friends, never take revenge. Leave that to the righteous anger of the Most High. For the scriptures say, I will take revenge. I will pay them back, says the Lord. You got to always remember that. And that's really the whole problem in this place, is that people don't know the Most High, and they don't know what to do in regards to conflict resolution and everything. And I understand how men get, you know, I understand how shit could get. Dude disrespecting you, you ain't want to take it. You disrespecting him, he don't want to take it. I get it. But cooler heads must prevail, or this is what's going to wind up happening. So be mindful out there. Cautionary tale. See, they show this guy, he a football coach, or was. He a family guy. He got kids. He cared what he should have thought before he reacted. You know what I'm saying? He should have thought before he challenged another man to a fight. Now he ain't here no more. And that's it. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.